and welcome to Stocks and Earth. Today we're joined by Sean Hehir, CEO of BrainChip. Welcome, Sean.
Hey, Mark. Good to see you.
You too. For viewers that don't know BrainChip that well, just talk us at a high level through what you guys do and what the attraction is for investors.
Sure. At its simplest level, BrainChip is a provider of intellectual property for people who want to build specialized neural processing units. And an NPU, or neural processing unit, is a piece of silicon that takes the AI models and runs them very, very efficiently and very, very quickly. BrainChip is neuromorphic in nature. We're the first and only to commercialize it like that. And we've got some tremendous attributes around low power, high speed, and very small silicon areas. Why that's interest to investors? The AI world is changing everything right now. All industries are being affected by AI. All industries are adopting AI. And workloads are moving out of the data center to the edge. And that's where we focus, on the edge AI market.
All right, and just this week you released your new technology roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
I thought what was particularly interesting is the GenAI, or Akida GenAI.
Mm-hmm.
Talk us through the significance of that and how that sort of the development of that iteration started a couple of years ago.
Sure. It's very, very important. GenAI is taking over the world. Most people have heard of things such as ChatGPT, which is generative AI, powered by what they call large language models. And it was kind of considered impossible to move these models to an edge orientation. But some things happened. It's not a new technique, but it got real popular this year, called distillation, which allows you to take model sizes and bring them down. We've been watching this trend for a while, so that's really important. We knew the market was coming. Secondly, we developed a proprietary algorithm called TENS, which stands for Temporal Event Neural Networks, which is a state space model, which is ideal for that kind of use case in generative AI. And then lastly, we developed a very unique architecture for our IP that takes good advantage of memory management, which is critical for that, because it's not really a compute-intensive application, it's a memory-intensive application. So we have the right IP, the right architecture, and the right model for this rapidly growing use case.
And so in terms of efficiency, it's just as efficient as Akida 2. But where do you get the versatility or the flexibility from in Akida GenAI? What is that? Is that a sort of an architectural thing, or how does that come about?
Yeah, it's really important. You know, Akida 1 and 2 we call state machines. They're highly, highly efficient, but not as flexible, perhaps. So we're moving towards what they call an ISA instruction set architecture, with the same level of efficiency, but more flexible, meaning it's programmable, and it'll be easier to add new operators and functions as new models come into space. So we want to maintain the principles that we have about great efficiency, low power usage, take advantage of sparsity, but we want to make it easier for new models to come on, and that's what we achieve with GenAI.
All right, so if we translate this to something that the average investor can understand in terms of applications, right?
Sure.
That's the best way, I think, to talk about this for the layperson. What does it mean in terms of applications, especially compared to Akida 2? Does it mean existing applications get better, or does it also open up the windows to completely new applications?
The way I look at it, of course, it can make anything better, but it's obviously new applications. And it's really important to think of it that way, which is, if you think about Akida 1, very, very good, but really on a very narrow set of use cases. Akida 2, very, very good at a broader set of use cases. The next one, GenAI, just introduces more use cases. And specifically what's of interest is this whole kind of HMI, human-machine interface, the ability to talk to something, to get some computation and have it speak back to you. That's enabled all on the edge without an internet connection with GenAI.
So are you talking about virtual assistants, that's something Google, Siri, that sort of?
Absolutely. You know, you asked me a moment ago about where the demand came from. Besides watching the industry trend, we talked to a lot of people, a lot of prospects and customers, and they said, if you can do this, we're highly interested. So we have done prototypes, we've shared it to several customers, and it's a high degree of interest, and as we refine it, we get more and more interest.
Right, okay. And so if we then look at BrainChip from an investor point of view, can you talk a little bit about the commercial progress, and especially, of course, to the extent that you can talk about it, what's coming down sort of the pipeline in the next 12, 18 months?
Yeah, I couldn't be more excited at this point in time because of the progress we made in our product to get up in Generation 2 and the interest with that and the ability to have a roadmap out there. The interest is incredibly high. Oftentimes, well, all the time, when people make IP decisions, it's not only the workload you can run today, is what's your vision for the future. No company wants a single platform. They want a company that can grow with them. And that's what we've shown to our customers with our roadmap. And they have great interest. Specifically, over the next 12 to 18 months, our pipeline looked very strong. We just completed our AGM recently, and we put out targets about revenue. So for the first time, the company knows that what I'm personally comped at and what we need to do that gives a sense of confidence that the board and myself have in the quality of our pipeline and our engagements.
Lastly, Sean, is there a message you have for current shareholders and new investors in BrainChip?
Okay. First, for our current shareholders, thank you very much for your loyalty and patience. As you know, right now is the time where you now have the product in there. We have very strong interest in there. We had some very important wins in the last 6 months, specifically a company called Front Grade Geisler, which is a space SOC company, and the Air Force Research Lab, really in critical wins, both endorsing our technology on the IP and on the algorithmic side. We also have signed some really important collaborations with a company called Onsor, which put on their seizure detection glasses on our Akida. So we've got some really strong momentum going into it. So thank you for our current investors. Stay tuned, a lot of interesting things over the next year. For new investors, I think it's the ideal time to come. The market's maturing, our offerings maturing, our engagements maturing. So we look forward to having you on.
Excellent. Sean, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark.